I want to talk about because when I heard about you through Caleb, he sent me a
Hmm.
video, a YouTube video, and you was on BET. You had
Yes.
the red hair,
Oh,
and you was up there performing with Ken Jones. You stole the
yep.
show. The camera was on you everywhere
Oh,
you went.
thank you.
You remember that?
I do remember that.
So,
Yeah,
but
I remember that.
So you know what's funny about that because your story that you said earlier when you was on stage with your
Hmm.
with your brother, they were like, you can't cross over, you can't do this, do that. That now it makes sense. But guess what though? I
Oh
think
my
that was
Lord.
set up like that because you had people behind you dancing with you and you were leading
Hmm.
the charge. Gone. That hair. And I said, this girl's a star. She a
Thank you,
star.
bro.
Like for
Thank you,
real,
bro.
for real. So how did that relationship with Ken Jones even come about?
Okay, so I was saying that I didn't really know too much about Canton when I first came to Atlanta. It was like a few years after. So I used to do this thing called Crunk for Christ, but I was still doing secular music. So I was just doing like
Mhm.
positive stuff at the Crunk for Christ. And they would play, they don't let the Christians in the club. Oh my gosh. I'm
Mhm.
like, who is that?
Yeah,
Like that. I thought that record was fire.
it was hot.
And so I remember praying, I was like, Lord, I would really love to like work with Kenton Jones one day, whatever, whatever. So we had a couple, like I seen him before. I still didn't know who he was, but I had seen him. And then one of my dancers at the time, her mom sent me a flyer and said, hey, Kenton Jones is having this competition. You should go. I was like, all right, fine, I'll go. Like, I'll do it. So I ended up doing the competition and I made it to the final round and I won. And I won alongside another artist. His name is Mr. ATL. And we
Hmm.
ended up doing a record together with Canton, right?
Hmm.
But the record never came out. Like the competition was cool. I really felt like the win was just like meeting other like-minded individuals and people that I still have relationships with today. That was the real win for me. But the song we did never came out, and
You talking
we ended
about
up connecting with Kenton.
you talking about that song that you got the video for or something else?
Nope, that was a whole nother
Oh,
situation. So we had did a song prior to that, and he was kind of helping me and Mr. ATL through it, and it just never came out. And yeah, so he had his church here in Atlanta and it was just starting. So we went to the beginning phases of Free Life and we kind of met Kenton there while it was very small, just kind of helped building the church and things like that. And we sort of like cultivated a relationship with he and his wife, and getting like we were very small at the time. The church was very small. So he was like very accessible and he was one of the coolest, most humble people that I know. Like literally, he was so approachable. And because my mom was my manager of me and of the boys, he would often communicate with either my mom or my mom would communicate with his wife Ramona. And I had the song, I'd be like, and I said, what if we just put like Kenton on a remix, but I don't know if he would do it. And I don't know why, but I had like this boast of like faith and courage that he would do it. And my mom was like, I don't know if he'll do it. I was like, send the song. And she sent it and he was like, let's do it. It was like literally that simple. He was like, oh, you want me to be on that song? I said, yeah, the remix. He was like, all right, let's do it. And he sent the verse back. And that's literally how it went.
let's give a
Like,
shout out to
that's
Ken
literally
Jones
it.
for doing that feature. You know,
Thank you,
he
KJ.
didn't have to, but
I
he
really
did.
appreciate it. He didn't. He didn't. And he slid on the record. And I was just so grateful. I was like, see, I knew it worked out. And it did. So that's how that happened. It was like real smooth.
Yeah, and it seemed like y'all just built the whole and it kept going after that.
Oh
With that.
yeah, for sure.
So like how that BET thing come about?
The BET thing came about, that was a busy time because I think we did Praise in the Park the day before that, and we
Hmm.
had to make it to DC that next day. And so Kenton had opportunity with Joyful Noise. I think it was taking over another show previously. It
Hmm.
probably was the Bobby Jones Gospel Show
Hmm.
that they were no longer going to film anymore. So they had Joyful Noise instead with Ty Tribbett. And he wanted to bring all of us on the stage. I'm like, yo, for real? He was just like, yeah, like y'all just come, like we'll just get a car, we'll just all drive, you know. It was a bunch of us, and I was one of those people that got to go and like be a part. And that's one thing that I'm also really grateful about because he does share the stage. Like he shares his
Mm-hmm.
platform. He's not selfish.
Mm-hmm.
Even with just like the Kingdom business, like the compilation that he would put
Mm-hmm.
out of just different artists, like he's never been like, you know, super
Mm-hmm.
selfish. And so that's how the BT thing came about. And it was probably one of the best experiences that I had that year for sure.
I think
I didn't
like
think that they would, you know, gravitate to me like that, but they did, and I was grateful because
you know
the
it
red
was
hair,
yes, it was the
yeah,
hair. It was the
yep,
hair.
yeah,
And you though. And hold on, there we
thanks.
go. And it's you, and it was you and your performance, your energy. It's like
Mm,
it was like what you did when you was younger.
yep, like,
It translated over to that. Like
yeah,
it was undeniable. Like I'm saying, like this
mm,
girl here, I'm like you are somebody, anyways. But looking at that,
mm,
I'm like, who is this person? This girl
mm,
is. It's like I would think when I saw it, I said, "This girl I'm about to start seeing her on a lot of stuff." Cause
mm,
that's how big they make you look
yeah,
on that. On when
for
I
sure.
saw
It
it,
was stoked.
so kudos to you on that one. You did your thing. The door was open for you to do it, and you
Mm-hmm.
didn't abuse the situation. You took advantage of the situation. It's a total
Absolutely.
difference. And keep
Yep.
that up. Keep that up. So 1K Few.
Yep.
You have a song with him, and how did that relationship come about? And I'm gonna tell you that I never met him in person, but
Mm-hmm.
I knew who he was because of DJ Network. I don't know you know who DJ Network is.
Yeah. That's what he was Future Kid. I do know DJ Network.
Yes. So DJ
Yeah.
Network used to bring
Mm-hmm.
all his artists, and the only person I have not met was 1K Few. That's the crazy thing.
That's
He used to
crazy.
bring them to
Yeah.
my house to record.
Wow.
Yes. So
Wow. Wow.
Chosen One, it was like it was a older man, his wife, he had his kids and stuff. You had
Yeah, Lady Hope and
yeah,
his kids.
yes.
Yeah.
Out of
Mm-hmm.
everybody, he's the only one I haven't met. But he know who
Yeah.
I am. Like
Yep.
y'all told him who I
Mm-hmm.
am, but he know who I am based
Yeah.
on because he was Future Kid. So he had an artist
Mm-hmm.
named Misha T at the time.
Okay.
Now she go by Misha Nicole. But she was in
Got
a
it.
group with me called Kingdom Project
Mm-hmm.
back in the day. And
Mm-hmm.
so when we kind of split from Kingdom Project, I was still producing her, and so DJ Network started managing her. And
Got
so
it.
and so Marcus Griffin, he's on one Ken's albums.
Okay.
But he married Misha. And so
Wow.
but
Circle.
DJ Network was managing all of them. So she used to
Mm-hmm.
come to me with 1K, well, Future Kid at the time. She's like, hey, Tramaine, check this out. What you think about him? You know what I mean?
Mm.
And so I'm like, it's cool. It's all right. You know what I mean? It wasn't
Yeah.
bad. It was cool. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And so
Mm-hmm.
just to see how small the circles are and how
Yeah.
things just come back into play and this it was real dope. So how did you meet him? Like, you know what I'm saying? How did y'all end up clicking? Cause y'all seem like y'all real cool.
So I met him. Like I said, we went to Canton's church
Mm-hmm.
for like when he first started, and the church was very small. And Phew was actually one of the members there. He was one of
Mm-hmm.
the members. And so during that time, because Canton Jones had the church, artists was just flocking to the church. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? There was artists left and right, and Phew was one of those people. And so I would see him around every now and then, and he was still going as Future Kid. And I was like, oh, he's dope because somebody had told me about him. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, he's dope, you know. And we just continue to like grow, you know,
Mm-hmm.
over the years and over the time. Like once you see somebody so much all the time, like you see them doing it, you see them still going,
Mm-hmm.
you see them at church, you know what I mean? It's like, and not just me, but like my family,
Mm-hmm.
you know, really cool with him. So it's just like at that point, we're just all intermingled, and it just becomes like our little circle, you know? So to me, it wasn't like a big deal. That was just it's just few, you know.
Hmm.
And so as long as we've known each other, we've never done a record together though. And so during a period of time, Few came to me and my mom and was like, "Yo, we really need to do this. Like, we need to do this record, whatever, whatever." And so it was actually him that set up the session, everything. And he was just like, "Come to the studio. We're gonna vibe out at Luke's studio, and we're gonna do a record." And we came up with "Leave Me Alone" that night, and we actually sat on that record for a long time. We sat on the record for a
I
long
remember when
time.
you first did it and you sent it to me.
Yeah,
And I was like,
yeah,
well,
we
this
sat on
hard.
the record for a long time. And I was just like, you know what, it's just time, like time to put it out. And so I'm grateful that we were able to get that done. We were supposed to do some more stuff, but we just never got around to it. But yeah, that night, like I think we made a smash song, you know? And yeah, that's how it happened. It was just real simple. Like it's simple.
That's what's up, man. Like,
Yeah.
and that song is good, man. It's called? Leave Me Alone, right?
Leave me alone.
Leave
Yeah.
Me Alone. So, man, y'all go check out that song, Leave Me Alone. Go check out
Yes.
that
Go
song, Leave Me Alone.